This is Dave with Salty Cat Gaming, and this is my show, Into the Gray. This is where I talk about gray miniatures I'm trying to put paint on to prep for shows and other things that piqued my interest this week. Alright, so I'm slowly going through and painting up additional pieces for my Hellboy. I've started shooting video going through the games, and I have Abe Sapien and Hellboy painted up to play through, but I wanted to paint up the remaining two characters. I have their priority order pieces done, and then these are almost done and getting ready to add in. I'm really curious about Liz's area of effect abilities to see how they go with certain missions. Then I'm also trying to get things off my backlog and trying to get a little bit more, a few more pieces for when I can do more shooting with others. And so I'm trying to get a variety of objective pieces painted up. And these are for like a sci-fi or maybe a steampunk sort of game. This one isn't quite done. And I have another 5, so this will give me 8 of these. And I have painted up some previous ones. So they should look nice once we get a chance to shoot some battle reports. So these will come into play. I'm still prepping for Blackstone Fortress. And I have a variety of the miniatures already painted. But this week I am working on the Traitor Guardsman, along with the one expansion that brings you the Ogryn and the one correction officer that goes along with them. So this is just kind of a test paint right now, and I don't have the details on it. So it's just contrast paints for basings and then some highlight and shade. So I'll probably put an earlier paint on certain areas of it to kind of tie it together. But I wanted to paint these up pretty quickly. I'm kind of also hoping they'll give me a good starting point for a eventual Chaos faction, which I don't have in 40K. But we'll see what happens. I also picked up some Rune Wars minis. I got quite a few little odd-in boxes. They were on sale, like really stupid discount sale because they're no longer going to be producing them. And so I think for like a box that normally went for $35, they're selling for $8. So I picked up some of them. Like these are wraiths, so I know I'll find them useful for them either in the undead army, or I'd like to actually shoot some Rune Wars videos. But I need to get things assembled and painted first. And the other thing I'm working on is Train. And so I have a huge backlog of MDF, HDF, and plastics. So this is one I painted up today, or this week. It's my second gateway for Age of Sigmar. And the flame effect was really easy to do. It looks really nice. Probably have everything on here. It was just a like Uriel yellow with one of the Citadel contrast oranges. And then I just dry brushed more yellow on it, a lighter yellow. So, and then I also, to get some of the blending in between the orange and the yellow, after I put the Citadel contrast, I would use like a medium and just kind of like try to blend it into the yellow parts of it. So I like it. It turned out pretty well. I also really like the sand part of it. This is pretty easy to do. This was like, I don't remember if I did a gray or white basing, and then I did a sepia, Citadel sepia wash on it, and then dry brushed it with like a yellowish beige color, pop it back out. I'd like to do more of a sandstone, although I kind of would like to get down to figure out like a more weathered, where this is more flat, but there's so much texture, I don't know if I can do it. And I'll probably end up doing this piece along with some of the other more desert style pieces they have out, that I have in my backlog. And then the other thing I'm working on is trying to put together my shows. I'm going to be doing one about kind of learn with me as I go through and experiment and try different things. It might be about painting, or I really want to try to get into like the theory of list building. And so I picked up, I got Kings of War 3rd edition, which I've always wanted to play. And then I got Cities of Sigmar. So I have a very old dwarf collection I need to pull out of storage for Warhammer Fantasy that I never really painted up, but it was my first army getting into the game. And what I'd like to do is I have that, and I have a mega army collection for Kings of War dwarves. I'd like to try to create a combined army that I could use for either or, and have like the multi-basing in Kings of War, which I'll explain in a video about what that is, where I could pop them back and forth. And then I want to get into list building when I do this. So, and for list building, I want to kind of explore like, what's the army good at? What's it bad at? What do you need to have in a list? What's the different tactics you can take? And really try to think through a list instead of just my old standard of looking up lists online or just playing with whatever I think seems like it'd be fun. So I have a show I'm going to get into about that. So I'm doing homework. You can't actually build in Age of Sigmar like a dwarf, a non-Dwarden, non-Fire Slayer army So it has to be Age of Sigmar, so that one might have some combined elements in it. It won't be solidly dwarves, but I'm still thinking there's going to be areas where I can use them for both. The other book I've been reading this week, and it's helped me with my MDF and HDF backlog and kind of burn through it, is a guide to making and painting laser cut MDF model kits by Gary Faulkner. It's produced by, I think he's pronounced it Cerisa Precision Limited, which is a producer of HDF MDF kits. And this goes into like some really good ways of putting HDF and MDF buildings together and like making it easy and making it look nice. And like there's some techniques in here. Like one of the ones is using a water soluble marker, and then you just kind of color on where you want it, and then use water to spread the color over on the kit. So I'm reading this up, kind of hoping to take in some of the tips in here to help me get through my MDF HDF backlog, which will then further unlock more battle reports that I can do. So that's it. That's everything I'm working on this week. I'm hoping to get a Hellboy video filmed this weekend, and then maybe another one after that, and then by June to start getting into Blackstone Fortress. So stay tuned, and more videos will be coming. Thanks for watching.